and welcome to Battle of the Editors. we're with Brent Weed, who's editor of Guns Magazine, and Tom McHale, who's the editor of the American Handgunner mag. And you guys, we're going to duke it out here, I think.
Okay.
But tell me a little bit about each of your publications. Brent, why don't you start with a little bit about your publication?
You started with him first.
I did,
Exactly.
because you're wearing a bow tie. Okay, what can I say?
Well,
go ahead.
we are both FMG Publications. Don't tell the boss. Sorry, boss. FMG Publications.
Flub your company. Good.
Exactly. So we are the twin sons of different mothers, but Guns Magazine is the oldest newsstand shooting publication. So we've had a long line of distinguished editors. We got world-class writers, and they're finally scraping at the bottom of the barrel, and they hired me as editor.
There you go.
So here we are today.
See, that's a perfect setup for you.
Right. It is the perfect setup because American Handgunner is the oldest magazine dedicated to handguns. 46 years now. 46 years now.
My magazine's 55.
And we get all the good writers, and when we churn them and burn them out, they go to Guns Magazine.
No.
So, yeah.
Mine are more experienced and venerable.
Yeah, venerable.
When did I lose control? That's all I want to know.
When they said go.
Right when you started.
Tell me, in terms of writers, you have full-time staff, or what do you freelance?
They're mostly freelance, but all of our people have been writing forever for us. And we have compromising pictures of them, so they're not allowed to work anyplace else. But on my side, I've got John Taffin, Mike Venturino, Tank Hoover, Will Dabbs, Frank Jardum, and I'm forgetting a whole bunch of folks. But occasionally, I do share some of those with Tom when they need the help.
It's good that you're separated by great distance.
I was going to ask if it's too late for you to sit in the middle, maybe?
Yes, it is.
Well, the producer said there's a crowbar and may need it here in a minute.
Seriously, I have no idea when I lost control.
No, we have a good time. We kind of take a different tack, and we do gun reviews and gun stories, but we really get into the story around
Behind
it. Exactly. We love the historical angles and references. Some of our guys are trained gunsmiths, and they'll go really deep into the technicalities, but in a fun and interesting way. So. Not your typical, here's a great gun, go buy it type magazine, right?
And that's what most of them are.
Yeah.
Most of them are cut and paste type stuff. So, good editorial is getting harder and harder to find, isn't it?
Yeah. We think so, and that's, our tagline is your next gun story starts here. And I tell my writers, think back to when we were kids, we read gun magazines, and the stories. The stories are what captured you. Yep. You may never go lion hunting, but you always read that story about, Charlie Askins or whatever, and that's what I want. Yeah, we got to talk about product. We got to talk about new stuff and black guns and all that, but I want a story that grips people, and that's where we're really distinguishing ourselves of, we're kind of the old school gun magazine. We talk about the stories that we want to hear.
Well, I think when you get down to the bottom line, the gun is a tool that takes you to a story.
Exactly.
And if you just talk about the gun by itself, okay, that's nice, but after a while it's like ho-hum. But if you look and you put it in a scenario and you tell that story, like Rourke, what was that? Remember Rourke?
Robert Rourke.
Robert Rourke, yeah. They were storytellers.
Exactly.
And they wove the equipment into the story.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we get to have a lot of fun with that because he does a monthly publication. American Handgunner is 6 times a year. So the rest of my time is filled up with 4 special editions per year where we really go deep into the story angle. We have a surplus special edition, Old West special edition, concealed carry, and a do-it-yourself gunsmithing. So those are chock full of historical references and the stories around the gear.
Interesting. So you're at SHOT Show. You guys have a booth here, right?
We do, up on Radio Row, first time ever.
Yep.
And so what does SHOT Show do for you?
Oh, it's been incredible. We've been coming here forever. Our company's a member of the NSSF, but this year we put together a booth. I'm the host of the Guns Magazine podcast, and I told our boss, hey, let's put a booth up there on Radio Row. I could not have imagined the response we've gotten from that.
Really?
Oh, it's almost a blessing and a curse. It's been great with all the folks coming by. We've developed new relationships, but some of it is, I need to get out of here. I have meetings now. That's why I was almost late to this, because it's like, I want to talk to you, but I got to get out of here. So this has been this is about my 23rd or 4th SHOT Show.
Oh, wow.
Starting as a young pup freelancer.
You must have been about 12.
I was,
yeah.
absolutely. And, you know, we stayed at the YMCA, and, you know, now we've got a suite in the Bellagio and all that kind of stuff.
Did the village people come with you?
No, they work for Tom.
You know what he's not saying?
I'm afraid to
He's
ask.
trying to take your job.
Listen, right now, it's not worth much, so you're welcome to it.
So anyway, yes, SHOT Show has been incredible for us this year, and I hope the boss gives us the blessing that we can come back and do it next year.
After this, forget it.
Probably not, but
it's worked out well. It's a challenge, though, trying to see all this. I cannot believe
you can't.
this scale this year. I mean, seemed only a year or two ago there were, I remember, 1,600 exhibitors. Now it's 2,500.
There's 2,500.
Yeah,
and they've already crowned 50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I was over at the annex, if you want to call it that, this morning over at Caesar's Forum, and it's as big as this side. I could not believe this scale.
It is. I mean, realistically, if you're in this industry, you have to come to SHOT Show.
Yeah.
You just have to, because everything is here. This is where deals are made.
Yep,
absolutely.
And I expect you get a lot of background stuff out of here.
Yeah. Well, I kind of get my year's worth of content, here.
Sure.
And
well, I'm going to have to depend on writers because I've been so tied down to the booth. The writers are coming. I'm like, get stories. I want to see stories because I've been stuck here doing my thing.
So while you're stuck here, if people need to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Editor at AmericanHandgunner.com.
That was complicated.
Yep.
Editor at gunsmagazine.com. And people need to realize I'm the nicer, kinder, more gentle kind of editor, so they probably want to talk to me first. I'm just saying.
Do you have your boots with you?
They're overflowing at the moment.
This is just a small sample.
Gently,
of our
I'm going
act.
to shake your hand and tentatively say thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm just afraid I'll lose my wristwatch, but I appreciate it. I do thank you. It's great to have a sense of humor. My publisher did not have a sense of humor, but anyway, that's how it worked. For SHOT Show TV, and hopefully not for the last time, I'm David Lombardo.